Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yours, all yours.
Alhamdulillah, we received the class again, as if I went through a resurrection. Yeah, they made me dead and then woke me up. Anyways, alhamdulillah, for a month, maybe a little bit more, 5 weeks, I haven't been reading anything. So I feel like I know nothing. So I will ask your help, inshallah, today. We will work together. This is very easy, for you, very easy. Chapter Duha. It's very easy, alhamdulillah. You can explain what you understood from there, what is the point in each verse. The first verse is one word, what duha. What duha means, as you read from here that I'm trying to read, consider the, because it is opposite, how do you say, negative. Yeah. Consider the morning light. Duha. Duha is something appearing anew, but at the same time, duha, adhiyah. Adhiyah means a sacrificial animal. It means to sacrifice something. But I don't see any relationship between sacrifice and what duha here. But the word, the root of the word has this meaning as well, sacrifice. And appearing anew. Duha, it means morning light is the practical usage of it. In fact, duha means something appears, light, becoming more and more light for you to understand better. That is called duha. Now, when you read this verse, what duha, you know that the waw is there in Arabic, which is called waw qasam. It means oath, or asking for testimony, or giving testimony, what duha, or swearing by, or witnessing, or showing as a witness, a sign, what duha. So when you read this verse, the translator I have chosen, people may take other forms of translations. This says, consider the morning light. It means consider something which appears light is becoming light. So when you read this one, we are not here in the class alone. You read this one, what duha, and you got some sort of translation of it, rough translation of it, of course, not precise. You cannot anyway translate any text precisely. It is impossible. So what do you understand from it? Be brave and say what occurs to you, whatever comes to your mind. It may be nonsense, doesn't matter. We cannot do more nonsense than what I am thinking. So just throw away, whatever comes to you. When you say what duha, you are reading the Quran or here or in the prayer, what duha, what comes to you? Consider, I swear by duha, it means morning light or something becoming more and more bright for you. Come on.
Maybe an awakening of an understanding, like suddenly you understand something.
Does it? Yeah, that's correct. Well, plus, do you think it has anything to do with morning light as well? Physical morning light, or anything becoming in the world? For example, we are living in this world. There are dark nights and light daytime. So what duha may refer at the same time what you said, in an starting from the very physical world. Yeah, the world has been established, or the system, the order of the universe has been established in such a way that we can see darkness, light, etc. So when the Quran refers to the movement, motion of the universe, it refers to what? Let me give you a clue, the spatial aspect of creation or temporal aspect of creation. When the Quran refers to change in the universe, it means duha. It means it was dark, physically dark, and it is becoming lighter. It means
Temporal.
Sorry?
Temporal.
Temporal. It means it is, something is
In motion.
in motion, changing. So when the Quran refers to the change in the world, it refers to time aspect, dimension of the creation. Time dimension of the creation reminds us what? Continuous
Creation.
control, creation, continuously taking the creation under control and sustaining it. Right? Sustaining the creation, which is called, very famous, Allahu la ilaha illahu huwa al-hayyu al-qayyum. Qayyum means sustains everything. But primarily, qayyum means sustains existence. It means he is whatever, whoever is controlling this universe is an absolute control over the universe. Everything is under his hand. All the reins are in his hand. He does everything as he wants, as he wishes, as he wills. So what duha will remind us while we are praying, for example, what duha, yeah, the universe is under control, continuously changing, but existence is preserved, sustained. How can be? How can be possible? So it causes awe. Why? Every single thing in the universe is continuously given existence. And in the universe, there is nothing that can give existence to anything, let alone sustaining the existence with a changing, continuously changing. Not only sustaining for example, making a table and keeping the table like this, no. Making the table and every moment giving another shape, giving another existence to the table. And this is continuing forever. Oh. So it shows the awesomeness of the Creator. That's why Ayatul Kursi ends up with what? Sorry. Aliyul Azim. What was the beginning? Sorry? وهو العلي العظيم وهو العلي العظيم. Yeah. وهو العلي العظيم. Azim means this. The awesomeness, the greatness of the Creator. So when we say what duha only, the morning is bright, no, it's not that one. Also, although it means that who creates the bright morning? Who gives existence to the bright morning? But in extension to this understanding, you can continue in your reflections, in your imaginations, and end up with saying that the Creator is really great, azim, awesome. Got it? Now, all these actions, the speaker in the text, it means the creator of the universe, brings to the attention of the people the witness that I am the one who is azim, who is great, awesome, beyond imagination. You can see this by just looking at the morning as it is becoming lighter, brighter, because it is a sign demonstrating who I am. Yeah.
So in the previous surah, Surah Al-Fajr, that also begins with by the daybreak, right? My limited knowledge of Fajr and Doha, it's also interesting that they're also correlated with two different times of the day that are both within the light. One is things coming into light from darkness, and another is light sustained. So like during the midday, it's a sustaining of the light rather than changes in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I couldn't help but reflect the fact that the previous surah also began with the idea of awakening or coming into awareness. So did this surah, but I wanted to think about like what is the difference? There must be some difference, in the two concepts.
But I think by definition, Quran speaks to human beings and speaks to human beings within the scope of their experience. Yeah. What we are experiencing, Fajr, the daybreak, and also, as it says, is morning light. We are experiencing the sun on the top, and also afternoon, and also sunset, etc. Now, these are different signs, but they all point to one thing. What you tell us? What do they point?
That it has a single source of existence,
And
it's that same source sustains it,
yeah,
brings changes to it,
and he is absolutely in control of
Powerful.
every moment,
Right.
over every single creature, being, every single being. The difference in meaning to me looks to the different experience of human beings. That's what I understand, but it may have other meanings, I don't know. Because when you say that, look at the baby, how it is created, look at the young boy, how it is created, or how he is playing, it means they are the main purpose of the Quran is what? To introduce
the creator.
So every sign is mentioned in the Quran, introduced to introduce the creator with his different qualities. I mean, to read the Quran is very simple. Why? How it is very simple? Because the purposes of the Quran, objectives of the Quran are very simple. Introducing the creator and the transient nature of this universe. And there is a message, and the message bearer in this universe. Don't think that the universe consists of only matter and whatever is created in physical forms. And we have to be fair with everything that we do. It means in our transaction between ourselves, I have to be fair, justice. And also in our understanding, I have to be fair. Justice means at the same time to the creatures, to be fair as far as their rights are concerned. What are they? For example, if a person comes here and says, you have to evacuate the room, come on. I said, oh, an authority, a man who is responsible for the security of this building. If I don't pay no attention to it, whatever. No, he says, come on, do this or go out. Leave the room, and there is a danger or something, dangerous situation. I don't pay no. It means I am ignoring it. And the man gets angry. I'm not paying due attention or respect to the person who's doing a duty. Now, everything in the universe is doing something. What are they doing? Actually, ultimately, what are they doing? Everything in the universe.
Acquainting me with the source of their existence.
With the source of their existence, yeah. Introducing the source of their existence to conscious beings, to human beings, as far as we are concerned. If I don't pay attention to it, is it fair? Is it justice? Of course. That's why the Quran says, if you don't pay attention to the voice of the creatures announcing or exclaiming the qualities of their creator, you are insulting them by not paying attention, due attention to their announcements. You got it? So justice is very important in the Quran. Justice is very important, but we shouldn't understand justice as the secularist people understand it. It means social justice. But the Quran's justice is existential justice, which means pay the right of the creatures as it is due to their responsibility or their actions or their proclamations, their declarations, what they are doing. All of them are introducing their creator. So we have to respect them. We have to do justice to the creation. That's Quranic understanding of justice. It doesn't exclude the justice among the people in the society, of course. That is included. But primarily, existential justice. So, what we understand, how we should understand the Quran, it may not be right, as the tradition says. Ultimately, we can read the Quran just in order to understand who our Lord is. Very simple. Every word, every verse of the Quran must bring me or must introduce me to the Creator. Because, as the Quran says, Tawheed, declaration of the uniqueness of God, absoluteness of God, is the prime objective of the Quran, the speech of God. Well, why does God speak to me? Why should He speak to me? Think about it seriously. In order to have a comfortable life in the world, you can have a comfortable life in the world. And then your humanity, your human expectations are not met. You never get satisfaction. So unless you acknowledge, or one acknowledges that he or she belongs to an absolute being, He is given existence by an absolute being, and his existence is sustained by an absolute being. Then you are comfortable eternally, because we need eternal happiness. That's what human beings are. So the main purpose of the speech of the Creator must be to give or to provide human beings with the most satisfactory answer to their existential question. So we can understand the Quran by understanding the Creator. All right, I think somebody wants to say something.
I
Okay.
have a question. If we do not acknowledge our Creator, is it an injustice to Him? Is that correct understanding?
To him, to whom?
Creator.
Now, it is, I really love any comment. When we say, if I don't acknowledge the Creator, so it is, it means it is injustice to the Creator, what you said.
I'm asking, is this statement correct?
Yeah, I'm saying this statement has something pre-accepted, so that there is a Creator, so that I am being unjust to the Creator. But it is, according to the Quranic method, it is not right to speak in this language, although ultimately it is a right understanding, but to put it in this way has some sort of bias idea in it. So what we have to do, we shouldn't make any injustice towards the rights of the creatures. Do you understand? You know why? Assalamu alaikum. You don't expect us to stand up to welcome you, do you?
No.
Okay, please take a chair. Yeah, mashallah. Yeah. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought you were not
I'm surprised to see you.
Sorry?
I said, I'm surprised to see you.
Alhamdulillah. So, we have to, in this class, we have to train ourselves to speak in a way that always we can experience, we can prove what we are saying, what we claim in our sentence. So if I say, do justice to God, it means you already accepted the concept of God. If someone, a human being, do you understand? If any human being, we have to learn how to speak to a human being, not to a believer. We have to learn this language. Unfortunately, it is not very common. Believers speak with their own concepts. They accept God and then they behave in a right way to God, so don't infringe his right, do justice to him. But any human being says, what is God? What are you talking about? Yeah? Because it needs base. So our language must be changed. It needs training. It's not very difficult. Just training. We have to say, I have to be just towards the right of the creatures. Who are they? I don't know, birds, plants, clouds, raindrops, everything, flies, animals, everything. What's their right? Well, not to kill them, that is okay. That is just a physical side of it. They are flying here. Let's say a bird is flying here, or a fly, or a mosquito is flying here. And we have to say, what is it? What is it doing here? Where did it come from? How come that it flies? How does it know I am here and I have food for it? How does it know? Who really arranged it? Who programmed it? Who gave existence to it? That is why this fly is here to ask you, question my existence, question the source of my qualities. Where can they come from? Question it. That's human intelligence. What? Questions. So when you say we have to be justice to the rights of the creatures, it takes me where? Okay. This fly or mosquito tells me that my source of existence must be an absolute one. Right? It must take you to the acknowledgement of its creator. Ultimately, you respect the right of the creator. But without going through the experimental world, I cannot talk about what they refer to. Do you understand? Oh, did I make it? For example, here is the table. This is my favorite example of tables in front of it. So here is the table. I am saying there are two ways of talking about the table. Okay, how do you say they are studying something. They are not called carpenters anymore. How are they called? The engineers, or they design the machines, etc. What? Architect?
Engineer.
No, engineer, or let's say carpenter. Let's be old school. So carpenter. Carpenter made it this way. Carpenter put the legs to it. Carpenter painted it in this way. This is one way of speaking. But it means we have already accepted that it is made by a carpenter. Right? But this language doesn't work in this age. Because most of the generation, now the new generation, questions, is it made by the carpenter? Because they are under the influence of this so-called scientific explanations. It happened to be by itself. Where did you get the idea of carpenter? It is just a story. Religious people talk in this way. They believe in God. I don't know what is it. But I am following the science. Do you understand? Everybody, not here, not in the Western world, in the Eastern world, new generation are talking about science. It's very, really very wide and rapidly spreading idea now, science. But what we have to do now, instead of talking carpenter made this one in this way or another way, what we have to do is very simple, very simple. We have to change the language. This is painted, or this is cut into what is that? Not triangular, not rectangular shape. It is cut, okay? How can it be cut by itself in rectangular shape? Look, the language changed. I'm not saying carpenter cut the table in the rectangular shape. It is cut by the rectangular shape. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. It is cut. And human logic asks the question. This is the simplest example. I'll ask the question. It is cut? Is it? By, you say it. Who? By who? By what? This is logic. We keep saying in this class, it is our mantra. Sorry? Motto. Mantra?
Same.
Mantra, motto. Yeah?
Mantra is more like,
Okay. I don't know. Which one is right?
stylish.
Both are right.
Mantra will attract more people.
Okay. This is our mantra. What was it?
You told the language.
Yeah. Belief is the result of logical conclusion. You cannot say, I don't know, but I feel it. No. Logical conclusion. It starts with logical conclusion. But human beings do not consist of logic only. But it must start with logical conclusion. If it is cut in rectangular shape, if I am convinced that the wood itself cannot cut itself into rectangular shape, my logic inevitably asks, by what? By who? Now, that is logical conclusion. And then human beings continue. I love it. I need it, etc. All the human needs, human feelings come into the discussion and say, this is logical conclusion, but it fits my human expectations, this conclusion. Not only logically external, because logical conclusions are external to human beings. But we have to understand that I'm deviating the subject. We have to understand this. Logical conclusions are human conclusions, but external to human beings. What does it mean?
Need to experience.
Needs human experience, the consolidating or integrating it within all human feelings. For example, logical conclusion. What's a logical conclusion? If something is made, it has a maker. Okay. What is it to do with me? That's a very strong logical conclusion. If something is made, it has a maker. It must have a maker. Correct. But what is it to do with me? So let it be so. It is a maker, all right. It is a maker. None of my business. Now we have to get this logical conclusion and integrate it with human feelings, human needs. Whoever made it, it has a maker. So whoever is this maker made it as I need it, thinking of my need, thinking of my liking, my taste, and it made it, the maker made it in a way that I can understand that this maker is taking care of me. Do you understand? And responds to my requests, my desires. So what needs? After logical conclusion, which is the first necessary step, we have to bring it into our human life, human reality. That's why we have to see, for example, this table is made by a maker, carpenter. Okay, none of my business. I'm just using it. But I have to say, the carpenter made it exactly as I want, exactly as I like. And carpenter gave it to me freely. He's generous. If I ask the carpenter to make a chair for me as well, do you think he can make a chair for me too? Is he merciful? Is he compassionate? Question everything. Question everything. As far as your human feelings, all your human feelings, Do you think the carpenter can make another table for me? Do you think carpenter also takes care of my needs after I die? Lots of questions follow it. So we have to internalize it. In order to internalize the logical conclusions, we have to look at the case or analyze the case through our human qualities, feelings. Welcome. So do you understand the process, how the belief process works? We have to do that. For example, now, inshallah, we have to pray. Yeah. Now you are going to have dinner. Yeah, but I didn't have dinner, so I have that. I will have dinner, inshallah. So let's say there's a pear on my dishes. All right, here it is. The tape. Here is my plate, and there is a pear here. I said, "Oh, this pear is wonderful. It is made, or it is created by the creator of the universe." Look at the process. Be careful here. Very simple, but we have to understand this. Okay, pear is made by the creator of the universe. Logically, makes sense. No one can make a pear. Yep. So who made it? Oh, whoever made the universe. Okay. What's happening now? I accepted the creator. I confirmed the existence of the creator. I logically concluded the necessity of the existence of the creator. Right? Correct? This is the beginning of belief. Just the beginning of belief. You know why? Because, okay, it is made by the creator of the universe, so none of my business. I'm eating the pear. I am enjoying it. Because there is something missing. I have not integrated my human feelings, human qualities through the existence of the pear and connected to the creator of the pear. For example, the pear is prepared in a way that I enjoy the taste, in a way that I enjoy the color. Pear is prepared in a way that it will be beneficial to my health, to my body. Pear is prepared in a way that it has seed in it, guaranteeing that if I eat the pear, it is not the end of the world. There is seed in it. The future is guaranteed. You continue now, continue. As you continue, what you find, what is happening, you are really getting familiar with the creator within yourself. Not the creator is not external to you anymore. It is becoming internal. So you say, the maker of the pear, we are going to pray. So I'm thinking of pray. Maker of the pear loves me, introduces himself to me, because I didn't pay anything to the pear. Right? Because pear is created freely. I didn't pay anything. Do you pay any money to the creator? No. But he's just giving it. He's so generous. He loves me. Who wants to introduce himself to me by being so gracious to me? And if someone loves you and is very gracious to you, generous to you, respectful to you, those people who are not married, try to get married with this person. It means he loves you. Would you love him or her? He loves you. Do you say, You love me, you take care of me, you are so generous, but I don't care. Can you say this? No, you wait there for a marriage proposal, if only. Yeah, because you know that the one who, this being really cares you. You love him. That's how the love of God occurs after integrating your feelings with the logical conclusion you started with. Do you understand that? So if you don't continue, if you just say, okay, look, for example, let's say I'm the father. Okay, children, come here. Come on, family members, come. Let's say a pair. God created the pair. Okay? Well, say, acknowledge that the creator of the pair is God. Okay? Let's believe in God and say Bismillah. Okay. Okay, let's say Bismillah, eat the pair. What happens? There is no relationship. There is no internal tie between me and the creator. Okay, I understand. I understand. You made this building, but I'm using it. Okay, I acknowledge. You are the maker of the building. Okay. I acknowledge, but I'm using it as I want. I have no relationship with the maker because I'm not using my human qualities. That's why belief is the logical conclusion. Starting point is the logical conclusion, right? Inshallah, we will pray and come back with duha. Again, I deviated from the subject a lot, but inshallah, I didn't waste it. Did I? Inshallah. These processes are important, and inshallah, we have to learn. Okay, we will pray and come back, and then you can offer your present gift to people after the prayer. Okay, how are we going to hold it? Put on hold? There is an option to hold. No.
Usually we just lower it a little bit, so that's it.
But the recording should not continue. There was something. How can we do that?
I think we can trim it afterwards.
Sorry, Trim, can you?
I think after you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inshallah, we will be back in maybe 10 minutes. Inshallah. Okay. Let's not close it completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's called a
Hello, how are you? Visiting the city?
Yes.
Nice. Are you here through the weekend?
I'm here until Friday. No. How's your sister doing?
She's doing well. I'm actually going to be with her for the next couple of months.
Really? Do you
Yeah.
want another one?
Sure.
Where is that?
Houston,
Are you going? When are you going?
tomorrow.
Nice. My friend's getting married.
Yeah, just check Texas.
No, it's a place.
Yeah.
Do you want more? I do it from one of you guys. Okay.
We're in Texas.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
So you're originally from Texas.
Mm-mm.
Oh, your family just moved there.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
I have no affiliation.
To Texas. Where's your favorite show?
I mean, I grew up
There's one
in
right there.
so many channels. I grew up in like Lahore, Karachi.
Oh really? My mom's from Lahore, my dad's from
Oh, nice.
last time I was in Pakistan, Lahore.
Sialkot.
Sialkot. The place in Pakistan.
Like popular for sports equipment. Like,
Cricket, football, and stuff.
yeah. Did you visit recently?
No, but I want to. It's like calling.
Mm.
It's a call from Pakistan.
Yeah. Call from the inside. Are you fluent in Urdu?
Mm-hmm.
You read it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did you read anything in it? Like famous?
Like the newspaper?
No, poetry, literature.
No.
No.
Oh, the most I ever did was share Allama Iqbal
Hmm.
or another one, but I forgot his name.
Okay. Was memorable or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made like Kawalis with it.
Oh yeah.
What was his name?
There would be so many, depending on which Qawwali are you thinking about. Because a lot of the time, the famous Qawwalis or something, they're sometimes by like one author who's not really
This
done
one's
any.
really famous. Like the Sabri brothers made like
Is it Bulleh Shah?
number.
Amongst Urdu ones, yeah. Maybe if you remember the particular poem. or Qawwali.
Yeah, it'll come to me eventually. Probably after.
Yeah.
Are you taking classes here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
No, I graduated 6 years ago.
6 years ago? From here?
No, from a college upstate
Which one?
called Bard.
Barn?
BARD.
Bard?
Yeah.
My brother-in-law is in Tennessee right now. That's
Okay.
upstate too.
Right. Bard is like 2 hours upstate. Like 2 hours up from the city. It's like a small liberal arts school. I like the idea of school.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just wish it worked in constant.
Masters maybe?
Some-
Masters?
Yeah. Just something, you know. I mean, imagine getting paid to just study all day. Why not?
If you get one.
If you get paid to study, yeah.
That's PhD.
I mean, our PhD programs are pretty much, depending on the program, you're paid a stipend. We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying to figure life out, you know.
Oh, okay.
Clearly.
That's fine. That's fair. Yeah. I'm starting computer science
Oh, nice.
and then like unknown and then
Like programming?
programming.
What kind?
Right now I'm just working with JavaScript.
Do you want to
have a
go into?
background in it?
I know.
Yeah, she she looked up all this.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Ruby. There are different gems that I use. I'm not a programmer, but I know I've worked with a lot of programmers, so yeah, I can.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
So-
cool thing now.
Yeah, it's
It's a
really
future.
cool. There's a lot of resources online to get started.
Mhm.
Once you get serious about it, then like you have to like probably find a program or something.
Are you interested in web development?
Yeah, right now it's just like everything. Right now, web development and like hacking.
Mhm.
So, I eventually once I start working more with it, I'll know for sure what I want really. So,
Are you like planning? Are you like planning to go further with C++, Python, and stuff like that?
Python?
Good job.
Oh my God,
Busy bee.
catch up.
Busy bee. I'm leaving tomorrow for Houston.
You're always
Until December.
until December.
Yes.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm. and taking care of
So
the
you
sister.
you cut the last.
I, on purpose, I was telling Aisha Noor, like on purpose, I booked this ticket knowing that something will happen on that Wednesday.
You everyone is like your better. Who's like what?
Yeah.
What's up with the
Just my parents are traveling, so just taking.
Found one.
Oh wow! This is it? The whole thing?
Yes.
What is your background?
Very
I read
useful.
exactly what you had in mind.
This
Yeah.
is the
It'll
best.
do.
This is the best I've actually. If you open
I
it up,
bet, because I was
it's
telling her like,
waterproof.
what?
You'd be surprised when
On the
there's
beach.
snow
It's gonna
or
happen.
rain.
On the boat.
On the beach. This is amazing. Thank you.
Before she goes traveling.
Your
Yeah.
younger sister.
The one who was visiting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So my parents are going to Pakistan and I'm taking care of their house sitting.
So they're not sending your sister here, rather they're sending you
Mhm.
over there.
Yeah, because we're school. Plus my mom would rather have me take care of them herself.
All of this.
I had to.
No. Bismillah. Bismillah. Yeah. They are giving you to take, not to pass. No? Okay, pass. Yeah. Take and inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. We are back. Okay. There was a sister there who said, enlightening, becoming clearer about your reality, who you are. So it's not only physical, physical light, yes, it is a sign, but at the same time, human beings also have light. What do I mean by light? If you don't have the right answer to your questions, human questions, you are in darkness. You are in trouble. You are under stress. You cannot be comfortable at all if you don't have if someone doesn't have the answers to his questions, to her questions. So if you don't know what will happen to you after you die, what happens?
I'm worried about death.
So you are puzzled. You lose all your pleasure right now, your present day pleasure. You lose it because yes, I enjoyed my life today, but after I die, everything will disappear and will become meaningless. Why should I bother? Of course, the human feelings cannot be satisfied. So, duha, as it is morning light, whatever, is also related to human enlightenment. You can interpret it in this way, can you not? You understand that. So, the following, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, I think you can make the comment on it or what you understand. You can tell us, come on. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, and the night when it grows still and dark. The same things can be said just in the opposite way. But as far as the physical creation is concerned, the same. But human understanding, human enlightenment is concerned, just the opposite. But the creation of the day and the creation of night gives the same message, right? Why the language change? Why there are different verses? You can explain now why there are different. For example, sometimes speaks about daylight. Sometimes the Quran speaks about night. Why? Because human beings experience every kind of creation. So when God says, look at the mountain, look at the camel, look at the stars, look at the world, how it is spread, they are all what? Human experiences. In the creation of the mountain, what you see, if you really study it, the absolute qualities of the Creator, right? Can you see that if you study the creation of the mountain? Yeah. If you study the creation of the camel, what you conclude? Again, the same greatness, absoluteness, and of the Creator in His own qualities. If you study, I don't know, a cell in the body of a living being, you conclude the same thing. Look, when the Quran gives different examples, it means all the creation gives the same news, brings the same news to you about the Creator, but with different qualities, more emphatic than the others. For example, when you look at the food, you see what? Nourishment, mercy, right? But when you look at the, let's say, storm, or what are these other disasters they call them? You know, tsunami and others. What are they? Sorry?
Tornado,
Hurricane, for example. When you look at the hurricane, what you understand? The same Creator, but which aspect of the Creator? Azim, Azama, Qahar. No, I can create, I can give life, I can give death as well. I have no limit. I can do everything. I am limitless. I am infinite. So from different aspects, teaches us according to our human needs. What do we need? We need two things: encouragement and a little bit warning, scary, because if you encourage, but there is no warning, there is no punishment, then human tendency is that we don't really care. Yeah, for example, the school is here and the classes are arranged, the students are provided everything what they need, and the students are encouraged to listen to the professors and study their classes, but there is no warning that if you don't study, if you don't listen to the professor, what happens? Nothing. That's human beings. What do we do in this case? If there is no warning, what do we do? Sorry?
We don't go to the class.
We don't go to class and just sit in the canteen or dining hall and just chat, have fun. Yeah, because there is no warning. But if, of course, we say we have to love the Creator, Yeah, but human beings have two aspects. We have to love, but we have to have awe. We have to be a bit scary as well. If, for example, if I don't respect the Creator, what will happen? For example, if the child is given everything what the child wants, what happens? There is no limit. Is it right? No, you understand that. Yeah, okay. For example, you put the food. Let's say in the table, or on the table there's soup, there are fruit, there is a meal, good meal, and there is chocolate spread. What if you leave the child free? What does it do? Directly goes to the chocolate spread. Do you call it chocolate spread?
Nutella.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nutella.
Nutella. yeah. Directly goes there. If you don't put any limit, the child eats Nutella only. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So we have to say no after certain encouragement. You have to study. If you study, you will be successful. You will have a profession, and you will have a happy life after you die. Your profession can give you a happy life only until you die, or retirement age. That's it. Now you will have all this, but if you don't, yeah, there are other conditions as well. If you don't put these conditions, human beings don't work properly, don't develop their abilities.
Rather than understanding it, and I'm not saying that this is being said, but there's the understanding sometimes of, if I don't have certain limits, there are consequences. And these consequences may lead to alternatives that I'm not very pleased or content with. Hence that sense of awe or fear.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what makes more sense to me is the idea that it's not going to be a sort of punishment inflicted onto me externally, but rather something I bring about on myself, and some consequence that I am responsible for and that I put myself into. And so it's, I don't know. I don't know how comfortable I feel with the notion of, fearing necessarily my creator, but rather fearing the lack of connection I could have with him. And instead, in cutting off that connection and putting myself in a state of mental misery, if you will. So not something that's inflicted directly onto me by him because I did this instead of that, but rather, again, something of my own doing.
Yes, exactly. Shall I give you then a very simple example as I understand from what you said? The school administration says if you pass the tests and get all A, you will be graduating with honor degree. Okay? You are happy with the administration. So the other flip side of the matter is, if you don't, administration tells you that you won't get a degree and you will have an horrible life afterwards, after the term is completed, that 4 years, 5 years, whatever. So the fear of administration means what? When you see the president that you are afraid of him because you have to fear? No. Fear is, what I understood from it, you said, from your own failure. Not the administrator. He's not going to give you a slap. He will say, you won't get degree. That's it. That's it. Fear is for your own sake. For example, fear of God, again, deviation. But okay, it's okay. I'm happy with it. Are you happy as well? We are deviating from the subject. So fear has something to do with me, with my own future. For example, when I have the encouragement, it looks like, or it is, not looks like, it is receiving the mercy of God, right? But fearing of God means not having mercy. That's so simple. God is not going to come and give you a slap or kick you. No, mercy will not come. Can you imagine you exist with no mercy? You want to see, you can't. You want to get satisfaction, you can't. You can't get satisfaction. You want to be happy, no happiness. You want to breathe, there's no air, only smoke. You want to drink, yeah, there is drink, but this drink makes you more thirsty. There's no mercy. So the fear of God is not fearing of God's essence, God himself, depriving yourself of his mercy. Yourself, it's something to do with you. Love of God is the same. You are not going to get, loving God and giving a hug to him. No. Love of God means enjoying his mercy. His mercy is here. Like light is here. Fear of God means turning your eyes off, not benefiting from the light. That's your problem. Love of God also is your problem. If you are happy with it, so when you get the degree, you are happy. When you don't get the degree, you are unhappy. Administration just practices its own rules. That's it. Of course, we understand in the experience of this world, administration is not happy when the students are not successful. But we understand this. But it doesn't mean that the administration is going to come and punish me. I will see the punishment within my own being. So people usually say that we have to love God. We shouldn't talk about the fear of God. As if fear of God means God is a huge being, will come over you and smash it on something like that. No, it's something to do with you. It is something to do with you. That's what I understood from your explanation as well. So we should not be afraid of, or we shouldn't really shun away from talking about fear of God, but explain. What does it mean? Depriving, that's how the hell is described really in the Islamic word or the scholars. Hell is the deprivation of one's of Allah's mercy. How is the deprivation of the mercy of God? Fear. Hell means the creation where there is no mercy manifested. There's a creation, but no mercy manifested. Yeah. If you have somebody, may Allah protect us from it. If you have somebody in the family, a member of the family, who has no positive attitude towards you, all negative, what do you do? What is your life? Not that person. How do you feel yourself? Can you ignore it? There no pleasant, no pleasure in living in this house. Even when you are in a room, if someone comes with a negative energy, they say, or criticizing, unhappy, talking about all dark side of life, you start feeling gloomy, you don't like it. Can you imagine there is no mercy of the Creator? Which kind of life is it? That's hell. So it is something to do with you, nothing to do with God, or your relationship with God. But of course, ultimately, it is the result of your relationship with God, because you are depriving yourself of His mercy. So dark side is the light and darkness. For example, if someone doesn't have a satisfactory answer to his human questions, for example, the simple question, simple way of explaining it, you want to be happy in life, but your human qualities are not satisfied. What happens? What happens? You say, I want to be happy and I want to be satisfied with my life, but if there is no creator, there is no meaning in your existence, because if there is no conscious creator who gave you existence, what does it mean? You happened to be as you are as a result of random happenings. Yes? And you are going to get out of this existence as a result of, again, random happenings. You are in between two random happenings. How do you feel? Randomly, you happen to be like this, and randomly, you will disappear from existence on a random base. No conscious control. You can explain your existence with this conscious being. Which kind of life is it? It's a hell life. In this world, you cannot be happy at all. So if you are in darkness, it means if you don't have right explanations, right answer. We are talking about your point you made at the beginning. We are in this field, in that field now, not the physical world now. If we are not having satisfactory answers to our human expectations, our life turns into hell. People cheat themselves by making their daily life pleasurable, but within themselves, it is inevitable not to see, not to understand that, okay, everything passes by, and at the end, I will disappear as a result of random events. That's how I am. If they cannot respect themselves, they cannot really take pleasure from their existence, their being. They cannot value themselves. How can they be really happy? They are just cheating themselves, saying that, let me enjoy myself on daily basis. But they know that it's transient. Inshallah, the night also, if we refer the night to human darkness, it means human beings being in darkness. It is horrible, but it is also an understanding that we have to appreciate the reality that we are aware of. This is what I mean. We have to appreciate that I know I belong to an absolute being. I know he takes care of me. I know he treats me with his mercy. It's absolute mercy. Really, what is given to us, all are free. Free. what is given to us? All are free. We may think that we are working, but even working is a source of pleasure. Doing something. While I was in, let me share one experience. I was in hospital for 2 weeks or something. Oh, then it was hard, really. Anyway, so the last day they said you will be discharged. Oh, and one of my relatives came, and may Allah be pleased with them. So they picked me up from took me out from hospital, and they asked me to sit at the back of the car. So, and then because I was not really able to move as freely, so I had to, cannot hold the cut here. So I have to be very careful. Okay, the first thing what I did, I opened the windows of the car, and the wind, fresh air, and of course I got my head, because of this strong wind, then I had some problems afterwards. Freedom is, we don't want to be really in a prison life. No, we want to have free life. Alhamdulillah, I experienced that. I said, oh, really, being in a room always is very boring. But alhamdulillah. Okay, somebody wants to say something. No.
So earlier we were talking about how, at least on the physical level, consider the morning light. It kind of makes us think about how everything in the universe is being created and sustained, and this sort of continuous change that is taking place as we observe it, and the dynamic nature of existence. And if we take that into understanding of, our own selves, how I'm being created, sustained, this sort of constant change within my own self, within my own thoughts, within my different understandings or what I comprehend. The second verse was making me think about how, in almost sort of like the opposite of that, when I become static in my own questions or in my own thoughts or in my own investigations, that also brings upon a sense of, it said still, which made me think of it, a sense of lack of progress, a sense of lack of clarity.
Lack of meaning, lack of purpose.
Sure.
In your existence.
Right.
For I don't know who I am. I don't know what it means to be a human being. I don't know why I have all these wonderful feelings. I have no idea why. Where did they come from? I don't know. Can you imagine? You don't know where you are.
Right.
And especially existentially, you don't know where you are. You are just meaningless here.
Right. So can we understand, light as my state of being in a dynamic state of using my human qualities versus me being not utilizing any of my human qualities, being just static in how I live and experience things in life.
Yeah. And so both cases are introduced to us to understand that physical side is understood. It is easier, but for me also, darkness, being in darkness, really something that I have to be scared of. I don't want darkness. Yeah, I want to know, to be clear about everything. That's what human beings needed. If you don't know something, you are scared of it.
I feel like just saying that light is awakening and night is the opposite of it really does, simplify too much, because night, as we were talking about before, is also creation. It's
Yes.
also a sign of God.
Yes, yes.
And in this case, I mean, reading your notes on the bottom too, night is also the fact that you cannot observe things doesn't mean that things aren't changing. They're changing regardless. Even in the night, change is happening. Like even in the night, a
Yeah.
plant is growing, whether you see it or not. That is your sort of limitations. But even in the night, like to me, it calls for contemplation. It's a moment of
Yes.
deep, like being very receptive to what is out there, what you may not know, what you may not see, but is there. So again, it's another invitation
Yes.
of, I think I like the part of the night sort of somehow signifying limitations. So instead of fear, I will realize that I'm limited, and that's a fear. To think about yourself anything more than that, to think that to sort of succumb to like a notion of like not being humble about what you may not know, that not realizing that you have physical limits, intellectual limits, um, yeah. So anywho, the main point I wanted to make was that the night is also creation,
Yeah. In physical terms, what we talked about, the daybreak or daylight, exactly we can talk about the night as well, equal. What are we studying or concentrating on here? Why the Quran gives different examples? Do you remember that we said all the examples are given or presented to human beings in order to come to the same conclusion, right? This is the physical example. Physical, using the verse in physical terms and understanding it. Exactly, we didn't need to talk about night as we talked about night, because just another example. We could have seen another verse here mentioning about the forests, for example, for the same thing, for the same purpose. Now, it is understood. But when we apply it to our emotional side, not physical creation outside there, so being in light is also creation of God. Being in darkness is a creation of God. But now I have an intelligence, I have free will, and I have to make the judgment now. How does it look when I am in light? It means existentially I can explain myself and make or understand that my existence is a meaningful existence. If I refer my existence to my creator or the source. If I am in darkness, that's what we are talking. If I am talking about now lately, if I am in darkness, it means horrible. But this horrible life is nothing to do with the creator. It is everything to do with me. Because although the creator is taking care of me, creating everything for me, but I am interpreting it in the negative way, denying it. For example, the school system, education system works. The classes are there, labs are working, the professors are teaching, the school books are provided, textbooks are provided for you. Everything is working there. But if a person doesn't study, doesn't go to class, doesn't listen, what happens? He is the loser, but administration works perfectly. That's how we are in this universe. The universe is presenting itself or its message to human beings in the perfect way, but I don't accept it. I deny it. I am the loser. I will be the loser. Not the universe, not the creator of the universe. I will be the loser. The creator of the universe will not lose anything. I will lose it. The darkness also reminds that I shouldn't be in dark. Although it is created by God, it means the administration has given you the freedom. But if you go to class, you are welcome. If you don't, another policeman comes and takes you to the class. No, you are free. Even the policeman takes you to the class and puts you and makes you sit in the class. You sit and now listen to the professor. Text your or send your text message to your friend. You are free. That is how the creation is. It is nothing to do with the creator. Everything is to do with me. If I love my creator, become aware of his existence, become aware of his favor to me, grace to me, I will be the happy one. If I deny all them, I will be the unhappy one. Horrible life. I will be. The creator is the same, universe is the same. Really, I think it's the same. Shall we stop? Yeah, it is. The time is getting late. Thank you very much. Now, I have a question for you for Saturday classes. Who is seriously interested in coming to Saturday class? Seriously, Saturday class. Who is? Who else? 3, 4. You? Yes. What was it? Saturday class. Yeah. Where would you like to have the Saturday class? Here or Woodhaven? How many people here? Would you like to have the Saturday class here or in Woodhaven? Which one?
What about you?
No, not forget about me. Forget about me. But I'm asking you the question. So, where would you like to have the Saturday class? Here. 1. What else? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Would you like to have the Saturday class in Woodhaven? How many? Woodhaven?
No preference.
Sorry?
No preference.
No preference. The same. Okay. 4, 3. So do you think we should have it here then? Okay.
How you feel, bro? Like you feel you can come.
Oh yeah, inshallah. I came here today. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, inshallah, there is something happening temporarily. I'm hoping that it is temporary, inshallah. Inshallah.
What's the vote? Here versus Woodhaven?
Woodhaven. Now it's here.
How
Next.
many votes here?
Well, your
4.
votes would have tied it.
Yeah, Woodhaven.
No, it's too late.
It's tied.
It's coming in.
Even equal. Then equal still. But
See, that's how they tell you about.
inshallah, let's have it. When the school is closed, we will have it in Woodhaven. When the buildings are open, we will have it here. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة.